again, and then we're gonna look for it, and then once we find it, it's right here, Social Stream Ninja. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and pin.
One sec, guys. Alright, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to display chat because I think you know.
Hey, my YouTube friends. So today you can actually run it using the browser extension, or you can use the standalone app, right? Today I'm going to demonstrate how to install and use the standalone app, but we will get into browser extension as well later on. They both have their advantages and disadvantages, work slightly differently, but actually at the end perform the same function, right? So let's actually go ahead, select the standalone app, and then select the download for your operating system. Today I'm using Windows, so I'm going to go ahead and download Social Stream Ninja for Windows, right? So when you do that, it's going to bring you to the latest GitHub repo with the latest update. Scroll down where you see assets, right? And then go ahead and install the appropriate version. Now look, they've got an installer zip for your Social Stream Ninja. They've also got a portable one. I've not used the portable one before, but I have used the installer, so that's what I'm going to download. They've got a version for ARM as well, for Mac, and Linux as well. That's great. But let's actually go ahead and download the installer zip. Now this file, it's a decent size, it's 303 megabytes. It's going to take a little bit of time to download. So I'll be right back once the actual file goes ahead and downloads. Guys, now the file has actually downloaded, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and open the downloads folder. It's right here. Now it is in zip format. So I'm going to go ahead and right click. I'm going to say extract all. When you do that, it does actually, if you're using two screens, it will go to a different screen. So I'm going to switch to my second display. I'm going to say extract all, and it will actually extract right into the downloads folder as well. It's really straightforward way of installing it. Double click on the file,
Oh, bet.
and
Get
it's going
low
to
tier
give you
3,
this
bro.
warning. Don't worry about it. Hit on
One
more
sec, guys.
info and say run anyway. And when you do that, it's going to present you the installation. Now, look, I usually just say anyone who uses this computer, go ahead and install it for that, or it's just me using it anyway. You can select either, whatever's more comfortable for you. I go ahead and say anyone who uses this computer and go next. And I'm going to go ahead and install. There we go. So now Social Stream Ninja has installed. It did struggle a little bit over there. I'll need to identify why, but that's fine. Look, I've installed it, and I can go ahead and say finish, and it's going to automatically run Social Stream Ninja. Now, as you can see, I do have two sessions in here already. I'm going to try and remove these sessions. There we go. So once you install Social Stream Ninja, you will be presented with this screen right here. It does give you some information about Social Stream Ninja and how to use it, how to get going. I'm actually going to demonstrate Social Stream Ninja with two platforms, right? So Twitch is my main streaming platform. So all you need to do, the first thing we want to do is to add sources. So in order for Social Stream Ninja to capture your chats from your multiple platforms that you're multi-streaming to, you want to be able to add those sources into Social Stream Ninja, right? So the first one that we're going to do is Twitch. Once you click on that, it asks you for your username. So the username for me is MediaTek Live. That's my Twitch username. I'm going to just add it in there and press OK. And as you can see, it's gone ahead and added my
Alright, Super
MediaTek
Titan.
Live Twitch channel
I'm gonna start
into
this.
Social Stream Ninja.
I'm
Now,
trying to
there are a
get the
couple of
live
things
chat
that you'd want to
working.
do once you add it in. The first thing you want to do is sign in. Now, since I'm already signed in to Twitch on this computer, it's telling me that, look, you're already signed in. Do you want to keep the session or do you want to sign out? So I'm just going to say keep the session. It will open up Twitch in a browser. And as you can see, I'm already signed in. That's perfect. We can close that window. So now that I've closed that window, what we want to do next is activate the source. So when we activate the source, it brings up the Twitch chat, right? So that's great. That's what we want, right? So the way Social Stream Ninja works is that it does require the chat windows in the browser mode to be opened, right? So this is open, but
Alright,
I
guys.
can go ahead and
I'm
press
just trying to
cancel
work
on
out
that,
something.
and
Sorry,
it's
guys.
gone
It's just
ahead and
taking
it's
a
not
minute.
closed it. What it's actually done is minimized it. So there's a little tab over here that allows you to toggle between the Twitch chat, right? So you can actually toggle to open it up and then toggle to actually minimize it. So it's still open, but it's just hiding in the background, right? So that's Twitch, and so we've gone ahead and added Twitch. Now the next one that I want to go ahead and add is kick.com. I do stream to Kick and all sometimes, so I'll go ahead and press Kick. And now my username in Kick is called MediaTek, right? So I'm going to go ahead and type it in, press OK, and there you go. Similar fashion, it's added the source. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to hit sign in, and I'm already signed into my computer, so I'm going to say keep session. It's gone ahead and opened up Kick, and I'm going to go ahead and log in. All right, great. So I've actually gone ahead and signed in into Kick, and you can go ahead and close that window out. And now I'm signed in. I want to activate my source. So now that I've activated my source, just like with Twitch, it's gone ahead and opened up the chat window for Kick. I can close that out, and look, it's not actually closed out, it's just hiding in the background. So now we've got Kick and we've got Twitch. These are the two platforms that we're going to multi-stream to, for example. So we've got both those. Now, what's the idea of using Social Stream Ninja? The idea is to be able to consolidate all my chats into a single window and then be able to actually enhance that audience engagement where I can overlay my chats. What we're going to do for now, we're going to keep things extremely simple, and we're just going to go ahead and not customize anything at all, right? We're going to go ahead and just open up the chat window. So now once you click that, this is the Social Stream Ninja chat, right? That you can actually go ahead and dock in OBS if you wanted to, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment, but I want to demonstrate how this chat actually works. So this is my chat, and technically, if I open up my Twitch chat, for example, and I say, hi chat, when I do that, the chat actually shows up in my Social Stream Ninja chat as well. So I've actually got, so when anyone chats in Twitch saying, hello there, it's going to actually display directly in Social Stream Ninja. Actually overlay and have this menu bar on my live stream, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and first thing we're going to do is hide the menu bar. All right, that's the first thing we're going to do is now we're going to go ahead and when we say overlay and we're going to go ahead and select dark mode. So a black page background, that's what I'm going to select. And message mechanics, you can actually go ahead and auto hide the messages after a certain amount of time. I'm going to leave it really simple. I'm just going to leave all the messages here because we're just testing. And there are several other features, as you can see, right? So you can go ahead and explore this and ask me any questions that you want, and I'll go ahead and help you out in the comments below. However, I'm going to keep things extremely simple for this overlay. I'm going to minimize this, go to minimize the overlay. And now once you've done that, everything is browser based, right? Everything is WebRTC based. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this URL, say copy link. I'm going to move to OBS. Now, look, this is basically a portable version of OBS I'm using for this tutorial, but I'm going to go ahead and add. So you would do this in any sort of OBS situation. You may have your camera over here, right? And I'm going to go ahead and add a browser source. I'm going to call this chat overlay. Now we're going to give it a height and a width and a height. So I'm going to decrease this width to about 600.
Alright, 1G F5Y with 1 mil.
This height I'm going to
I
keep
get
it
a
600
6,
as
you get a
well,
1,
just for
GG's,
now.
I win.
And this is our window, and I'm going to go ahead and customize it
Hold
a
up,
bit
guys,
more.
I'm doing something real quick. I
And I'm
gotta
going to go
fix
ahead and go to
something.
properties again. I'm going to decrease the width to about 500. Increase the height to about 1000. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. All right, and now we can go ahead and paste that URL that we copied from Social Stream Ninja into the URL section. Okay, and there we go. So now we've pasted the URL. We can't see anything because it's on a black background, and we've hidden the menu. But if you do go back to Social Stream Ninja and I open up any of these chats and I go to say chat test 123 as a message, and as you can see, it's displaying right over here. So it displays, and look, the font is quite big. So if you want to adjust the font, we can go back here, the overlay. Let me try to decrease the font. And let's try this URL. So you can always experiment with it. Go back and change the URL. Everything else is set up. Go ahead and change the URL. Press OK. And let's do another test. Chat test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you go. It has shown up, but it's extremely small. So let's play a little bit more with the font size. I'm going to go ahead and give it about 80 font size. In the comments below. However, I'm going to keep things extremely simple for this overlay. I'm going to minimize this, go to minimize the overlay. And now once we've done that, everything is brown. Let me try to decrease the font. And let's try this URL. So you can always experiment with it. Go back and change the URL. Everything else is set up. Go ahead and change the URL. Press OK. And let's do another test. Chat test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you go. It has shown up, but it's extremely small. So let's play a little bit more with the, which is excellent. But I want to take it a step further and talk a little bit about audience engagement, right? So let's actually go back to Social Stream Ninja. Minimize this. So that's the overlay dock, which is nice. And I'm going to scroll down further to the feature chat overlay. Now, this is something that I really enjoy using. I use it a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see if you can customize it a bit. I've got overlay, mechanics. I've got auto hide. I'm going to just remove the auto hide just for now. Okay. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. Okay, that's fine. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this URL. All right. Copy link. Go back to my OBS. But what we want to do is add another browser source. We want to call this feature chat. And now I'm going to remove that URL and paste this here. I'm going to give it a
What's up,
1920 by
Nano
1080 for now. Since that's the size of my canvas. Control audio via OBS always if there's any audio that the browser source does output. And I'm going to press OK. Right? So now we've got our feature chat and we've got our chat overlay. Great. Now, how does the feature chat actually work? Let's experiment. Let me go back to Social Stream Ninja. Let's say hypothetically someone or the other specifies a chat. So I'm going to say feature chat test. When I do that, as you can see, it does display in this overlay. However, it does show up in our consolidated chat as well, where we control it. Now, you can select, when we select that chat.
Alright guys, I'm gonna stop that. I'll figure that out later. Here, let's get some gambles up. I won't be able to respond to chat too easily, so I'll be checking chat every now and then. I did. I guess. Payments are enabled. You wanna gamble? I guess. Send me some gambles. How come no one's gambling? Payments are enabled. I don't think I have any viewers, to be honest, so. Guys, did I enable payment? Guys, payments are on. Send your gambles. Alright, guys, send me some gambles. Alright, guys. Send me some gambles. Alright guys, send me some gambles.
To start, open up OBS. So first you create a web browser source in OBS over here. Now you can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it basic chat here for now. Click OK, and we're going to have to go to YouTube to grab the URL. If you've never been live before, it will probably look a little bit different, so you might have to set that up. But once you got it, go to stream. Because the chat URL changes, I go to live stream right here to test it. And just for extra security, I make sure that it is unlisted so no one gets an unnecessary alert if for some reason I decide to go live. Find the chat, pop it out, and then copy the URL. You will have to add the URL every time you stream because each stream you do afterwards has its own unique chat address. So that is the most annoying part for me personally. Hold Alt to cut the parts out. Now this chat is looking a little bit long, so I'm gonna go and change the width and height. Oh, I messed up. I'm gonna have to drag this out. I think this happened because I hit Alt.
Alright guys, send me some gambles.
Let me just flip vertically, and there we go. See, that looks a little bit better. And then we cut that part out. And I think this looks good if your color scheme is black, yellow, red. But since mine is more pastel color, I'm not a huge fan of how this looks personally. As far as I know, you can't make it transparent, but you can mess around with blend modes and filters to kind of make it prettier. Subtract kind of works, but then it like messes with how your emotes look as well. And there you have it. So up next is the CSS code. You can grab a free code here over at ChatV2. Some folks also have a free version on Ko-fi or other shops where you can download digital assets. And there's a bunch of options on how to customize it. Just turning it blue right now. You can mess around with this as much as you want. You can even change the font. Now once you're done, you can copy the CSS code here. And what I did was I just hit Control A, and that selected everything, and then I just go to copy. And I'm going to call this chat v2, and we are going to put what we just copied down into the custom CSS. And don't forget to add your custom URL to your chat as well, as we did in the previous version. And this is what I have. It has the same issues of it being a strange size. You can go back and make it a different size in the height and width. And this is how the one that I purchased looks like. I made it so it's pink when I talk. There was an option to upload your custom emotes to make it a little bit more high res. What I do sometimes is during the starting student screen, I just hide the chat. I go in and add the new URL, and then we're
yeah, we in team. Make a team and send me an invite. They're on. Yo, can you hear me? Alright, it's pretty good. I mean, I'm kind of looking to join a team with the field stash, but I think I might have to pass, but it's cool though. I'm good. I'll stick with this one. Anyway, guys, send me some gambles.
We're good to go. But if you schedule streams, you can also get your chat URL ahead of time, and then you don't have to do what I do
I'll
and
get
do it
there.
as you go. The cons of the CSS version is that YouTube sometimes makes updates that somehow disable the CSS code
No,
ability.
thank you. I'm
This
gambling right
happened
now, so
this August 2024. Most recently, the most I could do was use the second method or the first and wait for OBS to add the fix. Luckily, they fixed it in like a day or two with an update, so be sure to keep your OBS updated as well as the new versions roll out. Using Stream Elements, I just googled it. This page should show up, should look like this, and hit YouTube. Sign into your YouTube channel. Stream Elements does have a plugin, but I personally do not like it. It overrides things in OBS, and apparently it can be a more unstable version. OBS is great, it's open source, it has quick updates, it's reliable, also it's free. And then once we're in, we can go to My Overlays. I just realized I'm in my Twitch one, so be sure that you are in the correct one for YouTube. And hit New Overlay. Choose the resolution that you will be streaming in. And we will add an image. It could also be a video if your overlay loops. And this image, you don't have to add it. This is just for if you want to see where you want the chat to be on the canvas. This part is completely optional. I'm just going into MS Paint really quickly to make a square to put the chat on. Just making it pink. And then hit upload. You could either drag and drop the file or search for it. And there we go. Make it a little bit bigger. And then we're gonna add the chat. Now the chat is just a black box because it's not connected. As far as I know, Stream Elements only adds your chat once you're live. That's the unfortunate part about this because you can't customize it when you're not live. At least that's my experience. I'm just kind of guessing, like changing the font color, font size. Other con that I don't like about this is that it doesn't show your custom emotes. I'm gonna show an example of what it looks like. It's just text. So that's the unfortunate part. No emotes, very little customization. You can't test it if you're not live, but you don't have to change the URL every single time. So that is the perk. All right, now that I have all my settings guessed out, I'm gonna hit save. I'm gonna name it. And then if you don't plan on using this background, you can hide them in these layers, and then you'll just have the chat. And you can hit copy link URL. Oh, and be sure to save again, because every time you make a change, it will have to update it by saving. Alright, we're going to do the same as we did before. We're going to hit Browser. I'm going to call it SE for Stream Elements. Paste the URL. We don't have to worry about the custom CSS. I'm going to change the width and height to the resolution. And there we go. And this did not load the background. This is just the chat itself. So if I change my mind and I think this is too small, I could just drag it. And then I can hit lock so I accidentally don't move it in the future. And that is it. My way of troubleshooting when something doesn't want to work is either to reset the cache or
Alright guys, send your gambles. What's up, Real Mashy? Hello, not Payush. Drew for mining. Right there. It's true for mining. It's true for mining. And then sec ways. Alright, ways AI with the 1 mil. I get a 1, you get a 9, GG's, you win. Oh my god. Pay ways I 2 mil. Ways I with the 1 mil. I get an 8, you get 2, GG's, I win. Alright guys, send me some gambles. Alright guys, you should be able to see my IGN now. Alright guys, send me some gambles. Alright guys, send me some gambles. Alright guys, send me some more gambles. Alright, guys. Send me some gambles. Alright, guys, send me some gambles. Send me some gambles. Alright, guys, send me some gambles. Alright, guys, send me some gambles. I am not AFK, so. Is my mic working? Yeah. Alright, guys, send me some gambles. If anyone's there, send me gambles. Yes, that's what the stream is called. As you can see, it's not rigged. Alright, guys, I'm gonna end stream. I'm not getting many viewers. See ya.